YouTube? It is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be doing a full test and review of the ultimate survival knife by Forever Knife. So stick with me. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're going to be doing a full test and review of a brand new knife called the Ultimate Survival Knife by a new company called Forever Knife. Now, the designer and creator of this knife, his name is Nolan Brundage, and he currently has this Forever Knife, or the Ultimate Survival Knife, currently on Kickstarter. And they reached out to us and asked us to do a full test and review on it and give us our thoughts and present it to you guys for his Kickstarter campaign. Well, as you guys know, being a blade knife designer and all that stuff, I love knives. I don't care if they're full production knives, mid-techs, stock removal, forged blades. I just love knives in general. So as soon as he sent me this, I was super stoked. It was kind of a futuristic, different style, more aggressive Tonto style blade, and I was like, this knife is freaking cool. It comes with a custom Kydex sheath that has a few different carry options. You have this ability to have a detachable belt loop carry, which is freaking awesome. This looks like you could throw this on a whole bunch of different knives, regardless of the maker model, because of how universal the clips are. And then, as well, they provided these Blade Tech clips, so you could have it strapped to a pack. You can put it on a vest, any molly strappings, anything like that, and you're pretty much good to go. So I love the variety of options they offer. Now, another cool aspect about it is inside the handle, they actually have a miniature survival kit. We've got the fishing kit right here, and all this stuff comes from WAZOO survival gear. You got the ceramic striker, you have a little ferro rod, you have some fat packs that come in here. There's a water purification tab I believe I lost during testing, but you get a nice little survival kit that kind of comes in here. Now, the design looks pretty good. It's definitely designed, I would say this is definitely geared towards large hands, not necessarily medium or small hands or extra large hand people. This is geared toward people about my size. You're like 5'7" to 5'11". You're not a super big guy, but you're not like super small either. You're kind of a mid-range because of the way the cutouts are. However, I did notice, despite the very grippy nature of the handles, they are really comfortable. So for me, I love Tonto blades. I liked the concept of the knife. I love the freaking the guard they put right near the ricasso. I love the lightning holes they put in there. Kind of has a nice flowing pattern. Has, like I said, a futuristic vibe. But the reason why I'm not touching it is because I have to bear an honest truth with you guys. And I was like really excited because I was one of the first people basically in the world to even be able to touch one of these. So I was super amped about it. It's been in a bunch of magazines. There's a lot of hype around this knife on different social media circles, not necessarily on YouTube. But when I was doing testing, and something innovative about this blade is it uses magnetic handle scales to detach the thing. But my brutal honest truth is I broke the knife. The knife is broken. And I didn't get to do much work with it before it broke either. That's what kind of disappointed me. This one particular model is made of 440C stainless steel, which is actually not a bad choice. But it broke right here during outdoor use. As you can see, it is super delicate and thin right here. There could have been some micro cracks that were already developed through either the water jet process or anything like that. I think the cavity is big enough, but I think for this handle, they need to make sure they work on improvements as far as making this thicker. I was really disappointed that this thing broke because, well, I wanted to keep using it. I went through my first real piece of actual Texas wood when we were doing some testing and batoning, some cutting and everything, and this thing batoned actually really freaking well. And then all of a sudden I got to real wood. What I was using is pine boards before, kind of like a baseline test to see how this thing would perform. And as soon as I went to any real Texas hardwood, and this is not something outside the realm of the size that I would use the 5.5 or 6 inch long blade for, and I didn't even get an inch or two way through and it snapped that knife in a heartbeat. It gave no indications that it was gonna like actually bend or crack or break. It literally just snapped. And and the hit that actually broke it, I hit it right here. And then I went to try to even it out, and it hit right here on the edge and went and just snapped it. So, long story short, some people may not agree with me, but I can't recommend this knife. I think it's a great concept. I love the fact they're putting a survival kit in there. Their choice of steel could be a little tougher. I think they should do like a carbon steel, maybe D2, or maybe a spring steel, kind of like 80 CRV2, which is a really, really high grade steel. A lot of makers are using that right now. Or if they wanted to go with a simpler steel that pretty much anyone can heat treat as like 1084. Any one of those choices would be fantastic. Make this cavity a little bigger, work with me real quick, but put a split in it. Put a split so we have more of a support here, so these aren't these really big, basically long beams and legs having to support this structure. And I would definitely focus on making this area right here a lot thicker, so when people are gripping, because I'm gripping and I mean I get really close, see, like I can barely fit my finger in between there. So there's a lot of room to kind of thicken this thing up, and I would make this knife a little bit fatter. Not thicker, but taller. Basically, blade height, the handle height, I would make it thicker right in that joint, and make sure maybe the screws pushed a little bit forward. I want to make sure we have as much meat in the ricasso area of a knife. That is a spot where a lot of knives can break if they do. And that's where you're going to see a lot of knives. It doesn't matter if it's a custom maker who forges blades and he has the flawless record. Any knife maker, any knife at any time, for any reason, can break. It was very unfortunate this broke so quickly. I didn't even get to use this, and I'm really pissed because I really wanted to like this knife. I wanted to be able to recommend it to you, because when I get a knife in hand and I feel it and it feels good, I dig it. I really want to like something. Truthfully, he should have made a few prototypes, tested them himself, and then sent them to gear reviewers such as myself and other people, and had us do some field testing with the prototypes before it actually decided to go to market. Because the different climates you're in, whether you're in cold weather, hot weather, hardwood, desert wood, you know, soft, lush forests, regardless of where you are, you need to really get a really good foundation of what you want this knife to do. Because if you're going to call this the ultimate survival knife, it needs to be able to do a lot of stuff. Just because you put a cavity and a little bit of survival kit items in a handle doesn't call it the ultimate survival knife. It needs to be able to rough it through thick and thin, because if this is the only knife anyone has in an actual emergency, an actual survival situation, and you're throwing around a title like ultimate survival knife, it needs to perform. And that was a problem we had with another item that called itself the Survival Axe Elite. Basically, they're throwing around survival, off-grid, elite. This is throwing ultimate and survival, all in the same names and titles, because they're trying to be catchy. I get they're going for marketing. You need to make sure the knife is going to work before you decide to throw a Kickstarter and you got $10,000 worth of backers who are probably going to see this video and be pissed. But just because one knife breaks, another knife will come along, I'm sure, and we will have some fun with a bunch of new knives that I know that are coming to the channel really soon. We're going to take them out in the field and having some fun. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some awesome successes, because like I said, doesn't matter who makes the knife, where it comes from. At any time, a knife could break, even in the making process, things that just the designers, creators, manufacturers don't even see. So it is what it is. So if you like this test footage and you're excited about some new knives coming to the channel really soon, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share it out with your friends and family and your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about does it for now. I hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.